Hello everybody, welcome back to an episode of HBM Mod. Last time we got started on the integrated circuit, well not the integrated circuits, the chemical plant. So, today we're going to be finishing it up by making circuits. So what do we need to do for today's episode? Well, we need to make a lot of insulators. It's a lot of insulators today. This used to need a lot of insulators in the what's it called? The one thing. Oh, anyway, so we're gonna need insulators for boards, insulators for the other thing, and insulators just for everything. So, also, gonna need a lot of quartz today. I guess we should head over to the place, grab everything we're gonna need. So, I mean, what would we need to divide these guys into to make a stack? I think you just need 16 to make 2 stacks, so that should probably cover those. The quartz is downstairs. Of course, there is a bunch of quartz up here as well for some reason. I don't know why. What are you processing right now, dude? You're processing thorium? Good. Because I'm going to need more of that pretty soon. Here, let's just use the oh, that's not an entrance anymore? I blocked it off? Oh, dang. What about it? We'll just use this staircase then. Ah, perfect. Oh, wait, it's on the other side still. The other box is over here. The one with all the actual quartz in it. So these quartz can be... If you take it to the anvil, you get the quartz thingies. Yeah, the quartz things. I don't know what they're called. They're just quartz. You can make the thing for the gas flare. So we're gonna need a bunch of these, and the reason we're gonna need a bunch is because we're going to take these and we're going to shove them into this machine here. Oh, it's already got a bunch. Fantastic. How much should I do of this? Okay, well, we'll get that processing while we waffle these out. I think this is what I need to do. Let's make waffles. 54 divided by 3 is 40. And we're getting close to our goal for these. I'm going to make 2 stacks of them. Seems like silicon is one of those things that you just can't get it hot enough to melt, except at that point it gets turned into glass. I think it's a glassing temperature or something. I don't know. There's probably something else, honestly. 40, which, I mean, that makes 64, and then, I mean, I gotta do another batch of these. Dang, dude. The whole process keeps on going. Just one batch after another. This one will make 40 more, so 40 plus 60 makes 56. So I'm gonna need another batch after this. Processing it up, making another batch. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and make some of these guys into these. 32 will give us 48. The other 48 will give us 40, giving us 56. Exactly what I said. And we gotta wait on these guys to cook. Well, once they're done, that's our last batch that we can do of quartz blocks, but this should... Each of these gives you 3. Alright, it's waffling them. So, well, it's... Does it have enough fuel? Yes, it does. So it will waffle them for a little bit, and then, while that's happening, we're going to make wires. That's all of the wires we're going to need. So 2 groups of wires, and then 2 stacks of waffles, and then 2 stacks of insulators. We'll make a lot of those. Now, there is something else I need to make, which is going to also require a stack of insulators. But also some other stuff, too. A stack of gold ingots. You see, doing things by stacks is actually just the easiest way to make sure that you don't have to do stuff for a very long time. Although a stack doesn't last long enough, it seems like. So we're gonna need a stack of this. We're gonna need a bunch of lead as well. Probably 32 lead should do. I'm not sure why I set up an acidizer for nitric acid, because we never use that. So here's our stack of gold plates and things, and here's the next stack of waffles is underway. But while that's happening, I'm going to put together the circuit chips, the microchips or whatever. 64 microchips are finished. And then we have these, which is going to make 4 stacks of printed circuit boards. AKA a lot of circuit boards. So now while that's happening, we can set up the chips on there. We need to make lead wires now because we are running out on the lead wires, which is something we're going to need a lot of. So lead wires, a couple stacks of them, 4 stacks should do the trick. Just put some more in there just to make sure don't run out. And once these guys are done, we'll have more chips. This thing costs 16 integrated circuit boards, which it's a lot, right? So we're gonna need to hook up a hopper, I think, is what we need to feed that. We'll just take the hopper from here and we'll use it as a feed hopper for this guy. So if he needs circuit boards, he's got circuit boards. If he needs lead wire, he's got lead wire. Keeps him nice and stocked up. Ah, I see. I have ran out of the stuff to keep making these. Well, that is fine. I will just make a new template. We don't even have obsidian, dude. We don't have obsidian. Wait a second. We went to the end. Didn't we get obsidian in the end? Like, we mined a bunch of it. You know what? Let's go to the end and get obsidian. Kind of just vein mine that stuff. It's actually been a while since I went down into these mines. I don't usually mine in these anymore. Well, it's just been a while. It's not that I don't usually mine in these. I usually mine in these. We did go to that one cave that one time, which was interesting. We found that under the ocean looking for coltan, but we didn't actually find coltan. We just found a mob spawner. Kind of like this one. This cave is awful. Okay, this should take us into the room. Perfect. I knew there was another entrance. And this is really dangerous, so be careful on these. Perfect. This will give us a load of obsidian. Like, how much obsidian do you think is here? More than a couple stacks. This is more than a couple stacks of obsidian. This is a ton. The best part is that this place is so far away from our base that all I gotta do is go down to that portal, and it will take us straight back there in a second. But I gotta get all this obsidian first. And look at that, we're back at base. Perfect. With like 7 stacks of obsidian. And our boards are done. Awesome. But also, the research reactor is done. Wait, what? This paper's done. Well, I mean, we don't need the paper. We're gonna make a new one for the chemical factory. The thing that I am having a problem with right now is that I don't actually have the, what is it? The circuits. I want to get the circuits done, dude. I don't have the bricks, though. I don't have bricks here. So I'm going to just borrow some clay from a certain place. Because I need bricks to make some clay. Also, what is this guy up to? Did you finish with the... Yeah, you finished with the lithium cubes. Look how many lithium cubes I got. I got like a couple stacks in there. Almost. Not really. Just 1 stack. Anyway, we're looking for clay. It's going to be up here. That's all we need for making bricks. Clay. I mean, it's pretty simple. So there's the obsidian waffle stamp. So that will now be even better for making waffles. Printed silicon waffle. Perfect. So the chemical factory is one of those machines that we need to make because it allows us to basically do every step in one process in one machine. So you can take, for example, coltan processing. That is one thing that it's used for. The other thing is for automating these guys. So I will demonstrate how we automate this process by just grabbing all of these and all the stuff I need to automate it. And then we'll go over to the place, automate it. It will be amazing. Shove everything into the box for now, and we'll figure it out when we get there. So this machine is pretty big. It takes up quite a bit of space up top if we put it there, which I think we might. I'm considering it as an option because there is a little bit of space up here, and I haven't put on the roof yet. We could put it up there, but I don't know. Of course, part of my plan for up there is I'm going to use steel grates to make the floor all nice and stuff. So we're going to set that up as well if we're going to go up there and do that. So I'm going to grab a couple of these, make some steel grates. I'll see y'all then. Alright, so I got my steel grates. We're going to go up top and put these in place. because I wanted to do steel grates up here anyway, so that way you can see the stuff beneath. Or if you're looking up, it just feels more spacious, I guess. The thing is that putting these in is going to be kind of hard. I think what we should do is start from the bottom and like place. See what I mean? It's hard to place these. It is hard to place these. Okay, here we go. That is a setup right there for that. Ridiculous, but it works. And then we'll just cover the bottom in grates for now. I'm not covering that image in that. It actually, like, honestly, if HBM mod had its own paintings, that'd be something. Really like that. Oh, of course, we're gonna have to contend with the art on the bottom of the gas centrifuge as well. Of course. So this machine actually needs to have water and a cooler. So that is something we can set up on the top, is a condenser and a water thing. For the condenser, you're gonna need 4 steel, 3 copper, and 4 iron plates. So that's what we're gonna get started with. So 1, 2, 3, right? 3 of them, 4 of these, and 4 steel ingots. So it doesn't have to be steel plates. It doesn't have to be that, but it has to be iron plates. So keep that in mind. So the process we're about to set up is going to require quite a few things to automate. The main thing being conveyors, which I mean is kind of obvious. You need conveyors, pipes, and of course the condenser, because you need to process the water that this thing churns into steam. So those are some things we should keep in mind. We're gonna need fluid ducts and, you know, all of that, like all the regular stuff you need. It's not really anything special. It's just same stuff. Just make more of it. Keep a good quantity. So steam condenser, like this thing, is actually pretty simple. Wait, no, why am I talking about the steam condenser? We're gonna put this on the top. That's all that there is to say about that. You just put it on the top. Of course, it's important to keep in mind that this guy actually probably shouldn't need a condenser. We shouldn't use the condenser, actually, because the recipes, these are sometimes stupid and they cost, the water itself gets clogged because of them. That could be an issue. Okay, so because it gets clogged, sometimes we're gonna have to change up the plan. So the plan is actually gonna be, we're gonna make some stuff from steel ingots, and this is gonna be a drain. That's right. The plan is to drain it of steam, because it makes low pressure steam. So gotta get rid of the steam somehow. Best way I can think of is just to use a drain, because I'm pretty sure that drains actually work with gases now, instead of gas flares also needing to be used. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a jank solution, but it works. That's all that matters, is that it works. So, we need a steel tank for this, and then it's about time that we see if this stuff works, like, for real. Because I don't actually think that this will work. Like, there's a pretty good odds it don't work. I've never tried this, but I've seen it working with sour gas. So if I can find the steel tank in here, which I know there is a steel tank in one of these bins somewhere, or it's over here. Oh wait, I already have it. What? Silly me, I guess. Just make this thing. There we go, drainage pipe. So if we make that drainage pipe, we can just place it on top of the thing. It will just work. It will just work. So if I just place it like, that's not how that's gonna work. Actually, doesn't even have an access on the bottom, I don't think. You have to actually hook it in for like one of these guys anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. So this setup is also gonna need a water pipe and a barrel, because we're gonna just do a centralized water supply for these two. The peroxide machine and this guy will share a water supply. It is something I've done in the basement level for the colloid and the concrete. We're gonna just do it up here on the top. So this is the water pipeline now. It is getting water now. That is actually not something I was expecting, because I thought I would need to... I thought I still needed to hook it up. I didn't remember that properly. We gotta hook up the energy cable for this, which is also gonna go through the floor. So we're just gonna run a cable through this guy here, all the way up top. Well, actually, we'll run it up this way, and then run it up top through one of these guys. So that way it looks kind of nice and clean from up here. We'll be just going through the floor. Connection, pretty good. The actual hexafluoride setup itself, it's time to address this, because this is one of the hard parts of this setup. How are we going to do this? Well, we're going to need a fluid duct right here. Then, my plan is to have 2 cable blocks probably underneath these, or just regular cables, or something underneath these that will connect them. Well, working within the roof constraints, we can't actually put these up any higher. This is the highest level of the roof, technically. So that means that I have to go on the ground level, which I was thinking I was gonna just go up a level and then do it, but I think I'll just drop down the pipe here, then I'll hook in the pipe here, and here's what's gonna happen is there's gonna be an input for all of the outputs that come out of this, which it's kind of gonna be a bit more difficult than that, but I'll explain it when we get there. Basically, certain items need to come out of the system, specifically one of them, and then needs to go back into the system and start the whole process over again. That is fluorite and sulfur, although sulfur is not as difficult. Sulfur is going to be its own single process. So to achieve this, we're going to need a conveyor inserter there, and then on the last of the gas centrifuges, we'll have to have another another ejector for the actual stuff, if that makes sense. So that's connected. Are they all connected together? I don't think they are. That did not seem connected. We gotta go 1, 2, connection, boom. So believe it or not, these can actually act as a sorter, if you will, with just 9 slots. They're a little more expensive. Well, I don't know. Depends on what you like making more, circuits or steel. Take your pick. I mean, I don't really feel like it's more expensive to make these guys. So as you can see, it will sort out whatever's in here, in this blue slot. That acts as a filter. It's got a whitelist mode and a blacklist mode. And on this guy, we're gonna need an injector for, what is it called? Sulfur. So that way we only get sulfur out this way, and then the other way we could have sulfur going. So gonna need to hook that guy up like so. Ejector for sulfur. This guy is for sulfur only. Okay, so here we go. Sulfur goes right onto that guy. So that is the sulfur ejection, which sends this all the way over to here. It's ready to go. So basically we're done. All I gotta do is throw in this guy, which makes yellow cake, which, I mean, gets processed into the thing. And then we also have fluorite. Fluorite system's done. And that needs water and hydrogen peroxide. That is the other thing I need to hook in, is hydrogen peroxide, which I guess is going to go on the top here. But that is a really easy thing to hook in, because the actual pipe for it is right next to this water one. So I will just fly this up top. I think it can hook in. If I go up this way, I don't actually hit the... Yeah, that's nice. I was thinking I was going to have to go out a block. But no, that is fantastic. So that just has to go in this way. And then it's done. Well, I might want to take it to the end, because we might need sulfuric acid at some point. Technically, sulfur and yellow cake need to come out of that guy, so we'll have him set up with that in a second. First thing I'm gonna need is to find sulfur. I think I know where the sulfur is all at. Of course, there is also extra sulfur down this way, which we can go get it from here. Or not. What is currently going on in here? Thorium is clogged. No, it's just slowly doing thorium. Thorium, yeah. So we're going to take these uranium billets up top, and we're going to put these into the system. So this will run them through the hexafluoride process to make, the process to make the hexafluoride. So that is everything that it needs to do. So as you can see, steam is now getting backed up in here, which is unfortunate. So I got to actually set the thing, because I forgot to do that. Low pressure steam, let's do it. Where is it, up here? This guy. Low pressure steam. And it actually, that is working. And it's silent. Kind of. No, actually not. Wait. That's this guy. Okay, it's working. It's working, like, really good. I need the yellow cake, though. I need to get sulfur and yellow cake out of here, because I don't want any other processes backing these guys up. So we'll have sulfur in there, and that's going to be on whitelist. So, for ejection. Oh, yeah, this makes sense, because this guy is the sulfur. But anyway, this is the automation of uranium hexafluoride, which is a process we probably should have done a couple episodes ago. But we did put our time into making this thing, which is a very important machine to get. Because this is 8 chem plants in one, technically. If you look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means you can do 8 different processes. I see people have many of these things. Sometimes. Because there is so many processes that you need to automate that you might end up with a lot of these. But the great thing is how compact this drain pipe is for disposing of low pressure steam. I kind of like that this isn't just for disposing of, you know, motor oil like we're doing over here into the river. It's great for disposing of steam. So